For decades, black students in the United States have lagged behind their white peers in academic achievement. Experts say many factors are mitigating here, including racial differences in socioeconomic status that contribute to the gap. But there are also notable differences in the way that black students are treated by teachers and school administrators. Here's 11 Alive's Latasha Givens taking a closer look for us tonight.
And when it comes to school discipline, the numbers show black students are punished more often and more severely than students of other races, even when they make up a smaller percentage of the student population. We pulled the data from 5 of Metro Atlanta's biggest school districts, breaking down student discipline by race. The discipline ranging from detention to removal from the classroom to suspension or even expulsion. Here's what we found. In Cobb County, black students make up 33% of the student population, but account for 52% of all disciplinary action. In DeKalb County, black students make up 68% of the student population, but accounted for 82% of disciplinary actions. In Atlanta Public Schools, 79% of the students are black, but they account for 91% of disciplinary actions. 72% of the students in Clayton County are black, but they make up 86% of disciplinary action. And in Gwinnett County, 33% of students are black, and they account for 47% of disciplinary actions taken. For insight, we reached out to Kennesaw State University Associate Professor Cheryl Croft. She was a student when Atlanta schools were segregated. After desegregation, she became an educator. And Raheem Shabazz, the director and producer of the 3-part documentary, Elementary Genocide.
I was considered a bad kid by the public school system.
Shabazz says his short attention span and lack of interest in certain subjects was misinterpreted by his teachers. And differences in communication styles can play a big role.
We speak in a certain vernacular, and they want us to have a command of the Queen's language. In order to get our point across, we may speak in a louder tone. We may use hand gestures and things like that. If you're black and you do that, that's perceived as being threatening.
Shabazz says from K through 12, he only had a handful of black teachers. And what was your relationship like with your white teachers?
A little different. It didn't seem personable. They addressed us as a collective. With the black teacher like Miss Watkins, she would call me by my name, pull me to the side, have personal conversations with me.
Professor Croft says when a student is disciplined and they don't understand why or agree, it's the same feeling as being wrongfully accused.
You have this disconnect between the teacher's expectations for white students and their expectations for black students.
Professor Croft says cultural synchronization is key. The term is used to describe the necessary interpersonal contacts that should exist between teachers and African American students. The National Center for Education Statistics shows from 2017 to 2018, 79% of all teachers in America were white women.
I was in the classroom for 22 years, and out of my 22 years in the classroom, I had 4 discipline referrals.
Professor Croft believes being able to relate to and identify with students of color was a factor.
Many of our teachers today don't see the African American children as their future. And if you don't see our children as your future, why should you invest the time? Why should you care about what happens to them on a grand scale?
And for more of the data we found, visit the story on our website and see how some school districts are responding to these numbers.